welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those who are new here, my name is Khawutsi Carol Adam Simanga, and for my returning subscribers, Dintang Chumi, I hope you're good because in na today's video is going to be how to parent yourself. Not even how to parent yourself, but parenting yourself. Okay, I'm going to be speaking a lot of things about navigating through life as a young adult without your parents. If you guys are interested, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And just available, just take a pause right now for you to like the video right now. Just like it now. Just get it out of the way. Just like it, and then we'll continue. We'll wait for you. You're done. Sharp. Okay, now that you're done subscribe, let's get into the video. The reason why I decided to even speak about this, let me just explain. This is a new segment that I'm implementing on my YouTube channel because I just feel like I have a lot to share. I have a lot to share in terms of just like certain topics. You know, I feel like I've experienced life-ish in a way. I just felt like I should do something like this for myself, just to speak on topics that I'm really passionate about. And hopefully in me just being vulnerable and being open about the person that I am, I'm able to help someone as well. Basically, the segment is just telling you, girl, you are not alone, because same. You guys are probably asking, Carol, what do you mean when you say parenting yourself? To give you guys a definition. So there's going to be two terms that I'm going to be talking about: your inner child and your inner parent. Let me just define these two terms. The idea of self-parenting is that a person's mind is created in a form of a conversation between two voices generated by two parts of the cerebral hemisphere. One is the inner parent, representing the left side of the brain, with the other voice representing the inner child, which represents the left side of the brain. The term inner child comes from. Inner child, by definition, is the connection you have within yourself to your child's self and your childhood memories. Basically, what they are saying here with the first term being inner parent or self-parenting, it basically saying like in your mind you have two voices. You have the first voice is your inner parent, which represents the right side of your brain, and then your inner child, which represents the left side of your brain. Let me just give you guys an example. When you're about to make a decision, maybe let's say you want to go clubbing, the inner child in you in the situation is typically like immature. We'll be like, yeah, let's go. And then the inner parent in you steps in. Two voices again. The inner parent in you steps in and be like, no, you need to be careful of X, Y, and Z. You need to be aware of what. So basically, that's what the concept is all about. Just having two voices. One that represents the younger you. The other one that represents the more mature you that wants to guide you. I don't want to lie. Just navigating through life without your parents. Let's talk about it. I feel like it has been very hard. Navigating through life without your parents, without having that authority figure in your life that is literally always telling you, don't do this, so don't touch there, don't go there, you're not allowed to do this, that plays the role of like protecting you and shielding you. The moment we leave our parents, guys, like, I don't know what it is, it's just like you kind of like feel like you're just floating in the air. Let me just talk about my situation. I just feel like the moment I left my mom, and I literally just started living alone in varsity in a different province, mind you, where I basically knew no one. Now I know people, of course, but like basically I knew no one, and I don't have family, I no brothers, no cousins, no anything. It's literally me. The first thing that literally dawned to my mind is that wow, I'm actually responsible for my life. So if I do not take care of myself, I have no one to blame. You understand? Because when you're in your mother's care or your parents' care, if anything wrong happens to you, automatically they are the ones who are responsible. Baba, if you break anything at someone's house, they're not going to be like, hey, you have to pay. No, they contact your parents. Why? Because they are responsible for you. Anything that you do, falls back to them. But like now that there has been a shift in terms of like, you know, like you have been removed from your parents' care, you are now literally on this earth solely as yourself. There are things that you're going to experience: self-growth, self-discovery, because like now you have to discover yourself outside of your parents rules and ideologies, all those things. You have to now like discover the person that you are. Like, who are you outside of your parents, outside of your family, outside of your circle? Who are you as an individual in this world? Those are the conversations that you actually need to have with yourself. So in my case, those are the conversations that I literally had to have with myself, and I'm still figuring out, by the way. I haven't gotten answers to them. Some I have, but like, you know, what I'm trying to say is that this whole segment is just basically shedding light and just letting you guys know that like it's okay to feel like you're lost. You know, it's okay to feel like you're lost, and it's okay to not know what you're doing. It's okay. Like, give yourself grace. And this video, as much as it's for you guys, it's also for me, because I feel like that's something that I need to hear more. It's just like giving yourself grace. You understand? I feel like it's very important that we have to remind ourselves that as much as we are young people just navigating through life, we are going to make mistakes. You know, the thing is that we shouldn't dwell on the things that we have done wrong. It's good to reflect and take corrective measures to make sure that those certain things don't happen again. But for us to dwell and sulk in certain mistakes that we make, I feel like that's where the problem comes in. That's where we open doors for things like depression, feeling stagnant, because we are unable to like move on the errors that we have made. To come back again, not to derail, just to come back to the topic, self-parenting. In my understanding and in the way I relate self-parenting to me and my life, is just like being that parent for yourself. Not that being the parent that you wish you had, you know, but like, for example, the role that your own parent, your mother or your father, has played in your life from the day you were born until maybe 18, until you left going to varsity. Now I feel like you, the one that has to step in now and be your own parent until forever, until you're actually someone else's parent, you know. And being your own parent just basically meaning that treat yourself the way your mother would have treated you, things like that. I'll just give an example with me. The other day I was just sitting like, I'm so tired. I'm just like, what life am I living? I wake up at any time that I want. I'm basically living a life that does not have rules, you know. I'm living a life that does not have rules at all. And that's another thing that I feel like we need to talk about, like the importance of having rules and discipline in your life. Like having rules, discipline, holding yourself accountable. Because I feel like the moment we leave our homes, we feel like, yeah, this is my space, cry my shoe, I can do whatever I want, you know. And I feel like, yeah, that's cute, man, but don't get lost in the sauce, because you end up living a life that doesn't have structure, that doesn't have routine, you know. And I know I had to discover this for myself. Like, I'm one person that likes the routine. I like the rules, you know. I like the routine. I know, like, these are little things that I literally implement in my life. And it's not something big, but it's just little things that I implement in my life. For example, like, I make sure before I even go eat breakfast, before I even do anything, before I even shower, I make sure that my bed is made. I wake up and I make my bed. I shower, and then I eat. Shower and I make sure that everything in my room is up to par, and then I can make breakfast and chillax and do whatever, you know. Having a routine is so important, because I feel like in a way it makes you feel like you are in control and you're doing something right. Unlike to live a life where like you wake up at whatever time, you're not organized, you know. because that's another hard thing about it, especially if you were the type of child where like your parents literally had to nag you to do everything. Like they would literally basically think for you, or like, Muna, you've been sitting in this bed, it's time, you need to wake up and do X, Y, and Z. Like, it's so hard because like now your parents are not there to tell you what to do. You are the one that needs to take initiative within yourself to make sure that you're doing the right things, to make sure that you're getting up, to make sure that you're studying, to make sure that you are eating every day at a decent time, to make sure that you have roll on, to make sure that you have clean things to wear, to make sure that your clothes are clean, to make sure that your dishes are clean, you know, to make sure that you are safe wherever you go, you are protecting yourself. And that just comes back to a point that my dad told me when I came to school. He was just like, when I get like, you now know from here on out, you can't blame anyone. If you mess up your own life, it's literally your fault. You can't say it's because of my mother and whatever. No, Baba. Yeah, because if we are being honest, once we come to school, if there is any inquiry about finances, modules being added, all those things, bruh, they're not gonna call your mom. They're gonna call you. They're gonna email you and be like, your school fees is outstanding, you did not do this, you. They're not gonna be like, so and so your child is doing. No, there isn't, Baba. My next point is like defending yourself without you know, we growing up, you know, what, like, you always have someone to run back to. Mama, Baba. Like, if anything happens, my dad will defend me, my mom will defend me. You understand? Now that you're stepping in the real world, you need to defend yourself. And I know it's so hard, especially if for people who are not confrontational people and batho ba sa rateng go bua. I know that could be extremely hard to open your mouth and defend yourself, ne? But you need to ask yourself this question now, like, why? You know, why do you feel like, why do you get so much anxiety when it comes to defending yourself? You understand? Things like that. So there's also another form of self-parenting is defending yourself, representing yourself in the world. Like, having discipline is very important. Being disciplined in your school books, or in anything that you're doing in life. Honestly, I'm not going to just make reference to university. I'm only making reference to university and studying because like I relate the most to that, because that's what I'm doing currently. But like, I just feel like in generally just having discipline, I feel like as young people we should really try to just be disciplined. In terms of like our inner child, I feel like we all have a story about how our childhood has affected the way we think, the way we see the world, how we treat ourselves, how we speak to ourselves. It's important that we give ourselves grace. Giving yourself grace. Don't be too hard on yourself. Whether you feel like in your currently what's happening in your life, you feel like you're not the biggest of the biggest, ne? Give yourself grace. Because our inner child, ne? Most of the time, I'll talk about myself. I know for a fact, like, I have the tendency of just feeling like I'm not deserving. I have imposter syndrome. I feel like, why when? Like, you know? And I feel like there's so many people who can relate to that, because, you know, you question a lot. Like, am I deserving of this? Why me? Out of everyone, why me? Why would so and so want to be friends with me? And whatever, you know, all those things. But at the same time, you need to like remind yourself, because there is no one that can be just walking around in this world with self-sabotage and they don't even know where that stems from. Where is that coming from? What is the root cause? Why are you like this today? You understand? So I feel like us as young people, it is our responsibility to do the work. Yes, there's a lot of things that has happened to us that has affected us in a negative way, nah? But we become the generators, or furthering, we become the people that further the problem if we don't address it. Wabo? Because now I know for a fact that is my fear. That's why I feel like I'm so interested in just like bettering myself, working on myself, reflecting, taking accountability, doing the dirty work, nah, and bettering myself, so that the next person, when I interact with the next person, I do not spill my insecurities on the next person. When I have a child, I do not spill my insecurities, my trauma onto my child. I don't want to find myself in a position where I'm projecting. You understand? This message is not only for just young people, but also as parents as well. I feel like as not even parents, but like older people also. There are certain things that has happened in your life. You were raised in a certain way, and those things that have happened to you in your past, you see them pop up in your adulthood, a position whereby you've already had your kids, né? And you know that for a fact that you never took the time, you didn't even know how to address these things. You see those characteristics or behaviors being displayed on your children. You understand? That same way of thinking, you see how it has translated from your parent, from your mother, to you and to your child. You understand? So even in that moment, it is important that you reflect. Take a step back, you reflect and you work on it. Be nice to yourself, Buffet, to you. Don't beat yourself up about like not being ahead in life like the next person, because comparison is a thief of joy. Don't. Be content in where you are in life. Have a plan about bettering your situation, or you working towards bettering your current situation. You know, just remind yourself every day, like, everything that I'm going through right now is temporary. What God has in store for me, or what's on the other side for me, is greater than what's happening now. And another thing that I wanted to say is just like, we sometimes go through a lot as young people, then we don't necessarily have the spaces to speak to people about it, or we have this fear, I'm not going to be able to speak to so and so about it because they won't understand. And then we end up in that moment of being isolated with our feelings and our thoughts. We make rational decisions, not even rational, we make rash decisions whereby you find that because you're feeling some type of way, you do X, Y, and Z. One thing that I can tell you is just when you're feeling like that, you need to take a pause and tell yourself, I am not going to make permanent decisions for temporary problems or emotions. Because one thing you need to remind yourself, no matter how bad you feel like in the moment, just continuously tell yourself, I'm gonna get over it. It's not a big deal. I'm gonna get over it. As a coping mechanism. Maybe like, for example, you just like a person that overreacts of certain situations, just tell yourself, just come back to yourself and just tell yourself, I think this is temporary. I am passing. Nothing that is happening right now is permanent. It's not set in stone. You understand? This is just a little hump that I have to get over. It's just a bridge that I have to cross. You understand? Just be kinder to yourself, love yourself, pour to yourself, give yourself grace. Do not allow people to treat you in a way that you wouldn't treat yourself on a random Tuesday. Not even on a random Tuesday. You get what I'm saying? My girl talk is going to be about yourself, you as an individual. I'm gonna touch on like external factors, of course, but like the whole purpose of me even implementing this girl talk is for me. It's literally for me. But then if in me being vulnerable and me being open and just sharing my opinion helps the next person in any way, then I don't mind. Like, knowledge is not for one person. Knowledge is not for one person, it's for everyone. I'm not gonna gatekeep here, but like, if you know that you're interested in just like bettering yourself, or just like changing, or you want a fresh new perspective on life, or you just wanna, I don't know, whatever it is that you're searching for, but it has to do with just wanting to better yourself, come here. darling, come here. Let's have a conversation. Let's unpack. Well, let's unpack. And yeah, and Matong, I know that in my videos I don't really talk a lot, nah, because get shy. Ooh, I'm lying. I was about to say what get shy. I don't really talk a lot. It's because like I'm new on this YouTube thing and I'm just figuring it out, you know. I haven't found my niche, so I'm literally just trying any and everything. And I know for a fact that I do not want my content to be about aesthetics. No, it's just like what Jada Pinkett said, dare to be different. So yeah, so that's it for my self-parenting. If there are things that I didn't touch on, guys, just let me know. And if there are other topics that you guys want to suggest, or you want my opinion, or there are things that you want me to share or speak on more about, please do, guys, comment down below and let's just grow, you know, speak to me. I appreciate my friends for being the ones that are commenting, and my family being the ones that are commenting on my videos. But then I really want to get to know my subscribers, and I want us to build a community whereby we literally come as we are, and there is no judgment, no nerves, no anxiety. I want my platform to feel like a hug, you know, to feel like a hug. And I don't want it to feel like I'm lecturing you guys, man. I don't want it to feel like I'm lecturing you guys, because I'm not. Please just keep in mind, when I'm speaking like this, I'm also speaking to myself, you know. I want this to be something that I can look back on one day and be like, you're such a wise girl. I understand why you did what you did at this season, and just look how much you've elevated and grown, you know. So yeah, but then thank you so much, guys. If you have like stayed until this point, thank you so much. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and just show me love, and follow me on Instagram at Afeni, and follow my business page at Afeni_braids. Yes, I do hair, my face too. I do hair. So book an appointment with me, and also follow me on TikTok, and I think my TikTok name is Afeni. If I am not correct, please, if my information is in my bio. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.